let's talk about some reading material. Oh, this video is going to be quite the interesting video because it combines quite a lot of things I love into one neat little package. Being an Australian, I'm a sports fan, and every other Australian's pretty much a sports fan. There's no choice. You're a sports fan whether you like it or not. And here in the state of Victoria, the big one is footy.
He's kicked it.
Calm the Saints! But another sport I absolutely love is basketball. I love watching the NBL here when the season starts. Another love of mine is books. I do quite a bit of reading, particularly autobiographies and biographies. And then of course, me being me, an absolute video game nut, and once again, me being me, absolutely obsessed with the Mega Drive still to this day, you can't escape sports games. They're everywhere. Just one little tiny problem. I'm not really into them. Being an Aussie, I can't get into Madden. Baseball, but I'm a sucker for basketball games. First one I ever really got to sink my teeth into was Konami's Hyper Dunk. That was the first basketball game I got to own. That one is off its head. That one is just way over the top, full of personality, albeit a little bit clunky. Of course, when you're talking about sports games on the Mega Drive, you have to mention the king, which is Electronic Arts. They made that many sports games for it, you just trip over them. First basketball EA game I played was Bulls vs Blazers and the NBA playoffs, which I did enjoy, but I didn't spend too much time on actually. Because very soon after that, I moved on to NBA Showdown 94. And I liked that one a bit better. But very soon after that, I moved on to NBA Live 95. And holy crap! I love NBA Live 95. I love the isometric view. I love the fixes to the engine that they've done. And then I moved on once again really quickly to NBA Live 96, and I really love NBA Live 96. That one's probably my favorite. There was also another basketball game I had when I was a kid that I did play, but I was looking for something else, but I didn't get that. I got Arch Rivals instead. I mean, it was fine. Arch Rivals is a decent game, you certainly get your enjoyment out of it, but it's not this game.
Jam. 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 Jam.
Oh, NBA Jam. All that stuff I love has come into this neat little package from Boss Fight Books. NBA Jam, the book from Reyan Ali. Within like the first 2 chapters, you immediately notice how much work and effort Reyan Ali has put into this book. He's put a massive amount of effort. You can also tell that he is quite a bit of a fan of NBA Jam. Now, I have to be completely honest, when fans write books, I get very nervous. Ever since I read this biography on Genesis that was written by two fans, and it's this elitist, zealous mess. With this book, however, I actually wasn't nervous, and that's due to the fact of all the stuff I've seen said about this book. For the first time in a very, very, very long time on the internet, I have seen something be talked about without one bad word being said about it. At all. Not only is this book about NBA Jam, but it also dives into the workings of Midway, just as a whole, which was quite interesting. This book isn't purely NBA Jam from start to finish. There's little side pockets added here and there, which are quite a nice touch. This book goes into every aspect of NBA Jam it can. It goes, of course the arcade, it goes into Tournament Edition, it talks a little bit about Hang Time, it goes into NBA Showtime, it also goes into the home caused by Acclaim, the problems with Acclaim, and even has a little bit of a section devoted to EA's NBA Jam that was released about 10 years ago. One thing I will say, and it's no fault of the book, but I'll just bring it up. This book does as much of a deep dive as it can. I think that's just due to the subject matter, but it's not really intense. You're not getting a huge amount of nitty gritty. I reckon that's because there's probably not much nitty gritty. We're talking about the development of a video game here. Development of a video game back in 1992, 1993. Basically, a lot of those days were rinse and repeat. And do you really want a full-blown deep dive of rinse and repeat stuff? Probably not. The book's going to drag on and get boring. This book ain't boring. This book is not boring at all. In fact, I barely had the book a week. I couldn't put it down, and I finished it in about 5-6 days. I couldn't put it down at all. Also, a really cool aspect of the book is the people that were interviewed for it. We get to hear from Mark Trammell. We get to hear from Sal DeVita that worked on NBA Jam and all its various incarnations through the years. We also get to hear from the people that worked on the EA NBA Jam. We also get to hear from a couple of people from Acclaim. We also get to hear from Boom Shakalaka himself, Tim Kitzrow. Of course you're going to have Tim Kitzrow in this book. But you also get to hear from a handful of NBA players, which is really cool. Of course, standout that pops up in this book has to be Shaq himself, Shaquille O'Neal. That was really cool to see, and all the little interesting things that Shaq got up to when his hands got on NBA Jam. I won't spoil it, but it's in this book, and it's quite the chuckle when you come to it. Another great thing about the book is how it flows. It's got a great flow to it. Never gets boring, never gets tedious, never gets dull, always engaging, and you don't want to put the bloody thing down. Signs of a great book, people. That's pretty much all I'm going to say on the book. Pretty much just because I don't want to spoil it for you, because it is that good of a read. I don't want to say too much, because I want people to really fully enjoy the book for what it's worth, not having a lot of it's spilled out by me. But if you do want to have as much history of NBA Jam as an entity in your noggin, this is the thing you need. Just quickly, I just want to point out that this is in no way a biased review. This is just my personal thoughts and opinions. Paid for the book out of my own pocket, so there's no colouring or anything like that you need to worry about. Paid for this with me hard-earned cash, so this is full, honest, unapologetic. I cannot recommend this book enough. This book is just absolutely fantastic. Such a great read. Particularly if you're an NBA Jam freak, you're a fan of Midway, you gotta pick this up. Even if you're not a big reader, it's good. That's okay, because this book is written very, very, very well. The fact that, you know, if you're not a big reader, you're not going to struggle. No, it's not some big, humongous thing. No, like some massive, huge fantasy H.G. Wells novel or Pete Townsend's autobiography. That thing was massive. Now, this thing ain't overly massive. Yes, even if you're not a big reader, you're not going to struggle with this. What I will say is this, just quickly. I can tell that Reyan Ali, in the book, the amount of times it's mentioned, also seeing all his stuff on Twitter, he's a massive Mortal Kombat fan. A massive Mortal Kombat fan. So, with this now out in the open and, you know, being received very well, I'm hoping that he gets to do a Mortal Kombat book, because I would definitely pick that up. Let's see if that happens. I hope so. Yeah, I would quite like to see Reyan Ali do a Mortal Kombat book, and I reckon that thing's going to be massive. Get over here! Anyway, guys, I hope that's sort of convinced you to go pick this up, because it's such an awesome book. I know I'm coming to it a little bit late than everyone else, but it's just that good that I had to say something. So I hope that's convinced some of you guys to go out and buy this, because god damn, it is so good. Really damn good. Anyways, guys, thanks for tuning in, and I'll catch you later.